Listener warning. Everything about this podcast is offensive and often stupid. We want to be the best podcast, like no one ever was. We want to drink like Drunken Lair and never get a buzz. It's Guys, Gains, and Beer! Swing that puppy. I forgot to put up the other mic today.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we only need
You'll
one.
just have to
There's not
live
that many of us.
being quiet like me.
Yep. Well, today we're going to start, as we always do, with Beer Court.
Dun,
Bum, ba-da-dum, 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 ba-dum, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun,
We need
dun,
real
dun,
sounds for this
dun,
next
dun.
week.
Yeah, we'll probably
like
get tagged. Give me a head rub. Fuck you. Anyway, well, today we have two beers that have
Well, don't shake them up.
I'm not shaking it.
cases pending
Bring it out.
in Wisconsin Supreme Court of Beer, but they have agreed to have their disputes settled right here in our forum. You're watching Beer Court. Yeah.
Well, we had to double
What do we
up.
got today?
We had to double up, you know.
Let's
Double
yeah.
Jeopardy.
Let's start with
Because
let's-
Tom is gone.
yeah, because Tom's gone.
Yeah, because screw Tom.
Let's start with Wisconsin Dells.
Okay, well, it's from the Wisconsin Dells Brewery Company. And,
What?
Wisconsin Dells Brewery Company.
I didn't even know.
My head's
This
just
is
cut off.
Kilbourne Hop Ale. And according to this, it says, in 1842, the first hop farms appeared in Sauk County, and the heart of the hop boom was in Kilbourne City, now Wisconsin Dells. So, hops, they all came from the Dells. In case
Nice.
you don't know.
I feel like
Matt,
that's a
show
lie.
him, Matt, you gotta show him the box.
I did too!
We are Vanna White this week.
Yeah, gotta,
Thanks, Vanna. Gotta shut to Twitch too.
Put it on both
I like
cameras.
this. This bottle opener.
Nice, right?
Heavy.
Yeah, it's got some weight.
That's why black people.
See? What the fuck?
See, I told you not to
To be fair,
freak
you
it.
were juggling them.
I was
That's
just
the
juggling
phone.
it. He was jostling.
Yeah, that's not frozen.
My
that's
beer is just
foamy.
mildly aroused. It's the pre.
Oh yeah, Ben had a problem last week.
When you get them
We all
around,
had
they tend
problems
to
last
froth
week.
over.
Alright, so we're already going for it? I guess Ben's already going for
All
it.
right.
What? I gotta wait for you
Travis
guys?
is getting sexy with this
Travis over there.
Oh, it's certainly hoppy.
Beeralingus.
Yeah, the hop.
The hop is strong with this one.
I haven't even actually tasted this. I just put the bubbles in my mouth.
You've made sweet, sweet love to it. So.
I was gonna
man.
say that.
It is super happy.
I like the hoppy.
All right, this one's for you, Lair.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
yours.
I gotta
Six
drink
pack.
six beer.
But I'm
Okay.
not sure yet.
I also don't love it.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
If you're a hophead, man, this is gonna challenge your taste buds, and
It
probably
is
like
hoppy.
wreck your taste buds the rest of the night. You're just gonna taste hop
Stings
the
the
rest of it.
nostrils.
You probably should have done the other one first.
Yeah, because mine's light and crisp.
All right.
Well, you know, yeah, maybe.
Let's talk about the second defendant.
Well, we've got Sierra
Glass of
Nevada's.
water all around.
Do you have
One
some
at a time.
crackers to
One.
clean my palate?
Maybe a little fresh ginger.
That's what
No,
the
you can
cookies
lick
were
more
for.
sauce.
We ate
You can lick the back of one of the coasters if you'd like.
Okay, so we've got for our second defendant is Sierra Nevada's Atravez. Their description is: when the sun barrels down and the heat ratchets up,
Yeah.
it takes a special sort of beer to tame the temperature. This is our solution to the sultry day. Brewed with native-grown prickly pear, cactus, and a hint of grapefruit, Ortavez is our twist on the little-known Gauss, the ultimate thirst-quenching beer.
Wow.
Yeah. Matt, you want to show him your box?
You pointed out that
Big box. This
it
one.
is.
Oh, it's a cactus grapefruit.
They
Cactus
made this
grapefruit.
sound like the best, most refreshing beer ever, and if it's not, I'm gonna be highly disappointed.
And it's
Really
in,
happy
I,
with
I,
this.
Yeah,
I
they
think
use
we're
words like
pronouncing it
sultry.
I would take 2 sips first to
with
clear the
ghost
palate
style.
of
Makes
hops.
sense.
Gauss. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's goose with one less O.
Maybe it's the hop, but this tastes disgusting.
I know. I'm thinking too. I think it's gonna take a couple sips to clear.
It's a few sips to clear.
It's okay. I'm not
It
getting a
tastes
lot.
like watered down vomit.
I'm not getting the grapefruit. I'm not getting like any.
Yeah, let's not describe it that way again.
Watered down vomit.
Oh!
That's the hops.
Yeah, it tastes of vomit.
Water.
I don't know that it tastes like watered down hammock, but it is not.
Hobbit?
Hobbit. Watered down to Hobbit.
It's like
Hobbit
vomit,
stew.
but with hops in it. So it's Hobbit.
Hobbit.
Anyway,
Hobbit.
I don't know that it tastes like watered down vomit, but it definitely doesn't taste like cactus or grapefruit.
Well, I
When's
don't
the
know.
last time you had
I
kinda got
was
the
saying it might
grapefruit out
taste
of
like
it.
cactus. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
I had
don't
it
know
on
what
tap,
cactus tastes
and
like.
on tap it was significantly better.
This
It
tastes
doesn't have a lot
sour.
of flavor, I feel
It
like.
tastes sour.
I think it's got a lot of flavor. It does. I think sour. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a
So
sour.
there is
I
some
mean,
sourness to it.
like
but
cheap
not like
candy
a good
sour.
Yeah, not like a good sour.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you buy sour
It's
candy,
kinda
but
sour
the cheap
like the,
version, that's what it
Warheads.
tastes like.
No, not warheads, dude. The Korean sour ball thing.
Yeah, like the
Those things in
knockoff.
there?
Yeah, a little bit
Those
like
aren't
those.
even sour.
They have
Still
a
like
little
cat
sour.
pee.
Well, these aren't really. Yes,
They
this is
smell like
what
cat
this
pee.
tastes like.
Sour.
Whoa!
Like
When's the
cat
last time
Okay.
you drank cat
It's a
pee?
good.
Last
It's a
night.
good cat.
Yesterday.
Purest
It was a
ingredients,
weird
finest
night.
quality.
Shit got weird.
God.
I went to Fowl House, okay?
And Mark's up there.
I
We
think
don't even
this
have a
is-
cat.
This is America.
You know what? Maybe
I
if
had to
we
go
were
out and buy
outside
that.
Yeah.
in the 90-degree weather instead of in here in this 70-degree air conditioning, this would make sense.
I feel like this is the only time I'm ever going to say that I prefer the hops.
What, you don't like cat
Give me
pee?
my beer.
So are we gonna vote
Take
these
it.
one at a time? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
2 thumbs up for the Wisconsin dinner.
I'm gonna start with the Dells hop ale. What's the what?
It's a niche beer. I'm really leaning towards down. If you really like hops, then go for it.
Yeah,
got a hop
I'm
head.
hoppy. I'm okay with it.
It's almost all hops. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
a bunch
okay
of-
with it.
It's
I'm gonna
suckling
go
the
in
teat of the
right
hop.
in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah,
Hey,
because the other one was so bad.
It doesn't say it's not that. So you know. It's,
It's what 1, 2, 3 votes down, 1 vote sideways, 2 vote up. It's looking.
well,
guilty.
so
Mixed
okay.
bag, depending on your taste. It's a
So-
niche beer.
So
Yeah, if
next
you
time
like
you go
hops.
to the Dells, because it's probably the only place you can get it, you probably can pass that.
And if not, you're probably not missing.
Unless you're a hophead.
Unless you're a hophead. So
All right, so next it's Orta Vez or Orta V's or Ortra. It's a fucking Pokemon, isn't it?
Yep.
Ortra V's. Yeah, I'm down with it.
I'm going in the middle.
Can I give 2 down?
I mean, you can. No one's gonna stop you.
Yeah, it's mostly down to.
Ah.
wow, this is a
Whatever, I
real
like it.
loser week, man.
That was
Real
alright.
loser
It
week
just
for
wasn't-
beer court.
no,
There's if I wanted a warm weather beer, there's just so many beers I can think of that do the job much better.
that's fair.
I'm gonna bring the beer.
If I wanted like a grapefruit something, I mean, there's plenty of like Gradlers or things like that that are really delicious.
Yeah, I mean,
or you know,
straight up Leinenkugel's grapefruit.
yeah.
That stuff is good. I like that one.
Again,
See,
All right, so I
Oh,
know where your
wait.
palate's at.
Can't get that anymore.
Again, I'm not like. I mean, it kind of tastes like an ale, but it's like I don't know if it's the grapefruit's like neutralizing it, so you don't get a whole lot of the ale flavor. You're not getting a lot of like grapefruit start or after. And again, like I mean, I've never really tried a cactus beer, so I couldn't tell you what that tastes like. But again, it's really I don't think it's helping the
It
case.
tastes more like a lager.
It just it kind of blands everything out. Like
Yeah.
it just
That's what
kind
I
of
feel like. It's
it
very just-
doesn't really do any one thing. Like I don't get a good strong starting taste. The aftertaste really
Agreed.
isn't there.
Is
It's
your
I get
thirst quenched?
I get a bit
No.
of sourness.
No, because it's beer.
I definitely get a sour note out of it.
I
But,
knew you were gonna say no. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the word
all
no.
right, I'll take a shot for that.
Yep.
It hits.
But-
It's a note.
I don't-
you know?
Yeah, the word no.
Yeah.
Notes and tones.
There's sourness to it, but there's no flavor.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like I feel like
What?
if it
Sour
was.
totally is a flavor.
Sour is not a flavor.
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
reaction.
Ooh.
Oh dang!
It's true. Just like spicy. Just like spicy.
Yeah, or
It's just-
umami, or
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, no, it's
Umami
I
is
would. No, this. That's not where we're going.
Mommy.
Yeah, spice isn't like a flavor that your taste buds like.
It's just a reaction.
Sour is
It's just a
a
chemical reaction on your
particular.
tongue.
It's an exact thing your tongue can taste.
Yeah, it's one of like the 4 things you're talking
But it's
I
not
think
how
spicy
it
feels.
to be fair.
No,
I
It's what
think
it
fine.
feels, not what it tastes.
No, sour is. We have receptors that's particularly.
Yes, but I'm saying it's not a
taste it.
flavor. It's just
It is a taste.
It's just a.
What do you call
Yeah,
that reaction?
something that triggers your taste buds isn't necessarily a flavor.
Chemistry.
That's true.
What?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Semantics.
But
Regardless.
Now that we've argued about how taste buds do and don't work, perhaps we should move on.
Okay, the verdict. Wisconsin
They both
Dells,
hang.
Kilborn Hop Ale, I find you guilty of hoppy hate crimes. You are sentenced to me drinking you because you're high alcohol content. I'm gonna
Oh,
drink
you
it.
just down the table.
does that
In the
every
case
My
of
table.
Ultra V's, I find you guilty of being fucking unpronounceable.
I was gonna say.
And number 2, I find you guilty of misuse of sour notes and the word notes, and indeed having notes.
And goes. What the hell is that even? I don't know.
Yes,
Gauss?
that is
words?
That is crimes. You are unnatural, and I'm sentencing you as well to drinking.
But it is.
3, 4,
But
5.
it's 2 letters of what we're talking about, or at least gonna start.
Bailiff!
Over there, huh?
No.
It's
Bailiff, whack his pee-pee. That's it. Get him out of here.
It's funny because I feel like the sentence is always the same, regardless of whether or not they're guilty.
Guilty or innocent.
No. A couple weeks ago, he sentenced the beer to being super delicious. So
And we
But then I still drank it, yes.
Still drank. Then, at that point.
We do not question the Supreme Court.
spoiler alert on
It's
next
life.
week's beer court, it's deemed drinkable.
No, we did do
drinkable,
one
yet good or
undrinkable.
bad.
we've
Yeah.
had
Oh yeah, we poured one. Yes.
Poured the emergency beer out.
Yeah, emergency beer did
Yeah,
get
I was gonna say, I
That's
will
fair.
always drink it. I
the
mean,
the acapella also maybe got.
Oh yeah,
some
it
poured
did get
out.
poured as well, as I recall.
Ah,
Yeah.
my chest.
So we have run into a few that are undrinkable.
I'm sad to say that Tom did not miss too much this week.
That was spot on.
All right, so on to topics. Court is adjourned. God damn, that
you
was
just
loud.
like to bang them.
Yeah,
think
Dad,
so.
there's like
I do
7
like to
dents.
bang quite a bit.
7 dents.
Bang.
to go.
That's why I have a kid. Anyway,
You only have one nose.
pardon
so.
the boy.
It's true.
Yep, the rest of them, forget. I'm not even gonna say that one. I'm gonna let that one go.
Smorsh.
I see your.
You're just getting out of hand quick.
I'm sorry, is that what it rhymes with?
Blown, over, smash. Okay, yeah, okay, we're done. We're done.
Oh,
we're
Pokemon Smash.
No, we are done.
Smear
Pokemon
cases.
Smash.
Before I harm the boy more, he has almost made it. I've only got 2 years left
Until he can leave this house.
until I can just say my job is completely, absolutely done. I don't want to like reach out and just ruin him.
Throttle
He's
them more.
already 16.
Alright, back to
if he was
wholesome
going to get
wholesome
horribly
topics.
ruined, it would have happened.
That's
already.
true.
Speaking of whores.
I mean,
Like Pokemon.
Yes, like Pokemon. We're going to talk today about 2 topics relating to Pokemon. Our first topic being best Pokemon game you have played. This is an open type of topic, so any Pokemon game is game.
Any license
Except roleplay Ben.
I have heard news of people putting up Tinder ads for looking for people to hunt with them and then have sex after. You know.
What?
That's all you. That's all you.
That sounds awesome.
So,
Ooh, I got multiple battery
so-
packs for that.
so,
Let's go.
So you're saying, just to be clear, Pokemon
It's the
plushie
poke and
out.
bone. It's hashtag poke and bone. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna go with Hunt and Hump.
The hunt and hump. Yeah.
hunt and hump.
I mean,
That's
good.
All good titles. All good titles.
Squirrel means so much more now. Anyway.
My blast
I
rates.
am going to start
No,
Larry.
Start with Larry before he gets too drunk.
Too late.
I'm woefully underprepared for this, as I'm old.
Okay.
The as far as the video game goes itself, I've played approximately 3 minutes in total of any Pokemon game ever.
Open topic, remember.
But because my kid was into Pokemon and they did thankfully produce a Pokemon trading card game, being a Magic fan, I did take to that. That made sense to me.
Oh.
So,
Pokemon
you
came
know.
out first, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No,
pretty sure
well,
actually,
the Pokemon, maybe the video game did, but certainly not the trading card game.
I think he's right.
really? Because
Yeah,
I
I
had
think
the
I
trading
looked
card
at
game
Magic-
when
Magic
it
Magic broke the concept.
I-
Magic broke the concept.
I remember having a conversation with someone who was like, yeah, I don't know, I was never into Pokemon, but I was already playing Magic, so I looked into the trading.
I-
game.
Yeah, Magic came out in 1993 at
Yeah.
Gen Con. So that was way before Pokemon.
Yeah.
which
Look
was
at that!
97.
Thank you for knowing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
Sorry.
was trying
Yeah.
to use an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
know.
Write
It
it
was
down,
Milwaukee.
ask
It was a local event.
was-
Magic was a big deal.
I mean, I
No, it
remember
was.
playing Pokemon Magic when my kid was like 1. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
and-
nah, Pokemon.
Yeah,
is
and
not
the reason
out
is like,
yet,
I
you
thought
know?
you were
Jimmy
sarcastic.
bought me a starter.
No, I
pack
really-
of the trading
I had
card
no
game,
idea.
like,
I
a
was
week
not
after it
into
came
that.
out.
Yeah,
Because you worked
and
at
no,
Target.
I did play that, and the mechanics were decent on it, and it seemed like, you could fair up a game pretty good and stuff, and it was just a lot of fun to play. I did play the board game, but it just wasn't as
Like
good as
Pokemon
it.
Monopoly.
No, it's,
There's a Master.
No,
Master
Master
Training.
Training.
Yeah. That board
Pokemon
game is
game.
good.
Oh.
And it is decent. It is.
Yeah,
I didn't
perfect.
hate it.
Yeah.
So I can't fit it into the worst Pokemon, because it really wasn't. But the trading card game was just better in my opinion. It just was more fun. Now, tragic story. You want a tragic
I
story?
want a tragic story.
Yes,
Yeah, I do. I'm lit.
So we were playing all stuff. We lived in the apartment buildings and stuff like that a little. And my kid had her card, so she was playing it out at the table in front of our place, and she ran inside, and a kid stole all her cards. It's like, oh man, and we never went back to it. I offered to build her,
Tom's
get her
got it,
some
yeah.
new cards and stuff, but no, she was done after cards. We knew who stole it.
Your
but,
dad needs to catch
what
up.
can you do?
I already got that
So
shit.
Huh.
tragedy.
That is
Tragedy.
Just a note to our YouTube viewers and our listeners
Don't steal cards.
abroad on the podcast. If you're missing part of the conversation, it's because we're in chat on Twitch. But you can go to our old episodes and view them on Twitch with the commentary, because we do display the commentary on the screen at www.twitch.tv/guysgamesandbeer. It's mostly abuse anyway, so
Yeah, plus
don't really
links
worry
of
about
dudes
it.
humping vacuum cleaners.
But
apparently.
Yeah, there was the vacuum cleaner porn that was posted at one time, but
True story.
yeah, and I thought it was hilarious, and Tom was mad because I was encouraging bad behavior, but god dang, that was a
For me,
messed up video.
Pokemon wise, has to be Gen 2 Silver, because not only was it a huge step up from the original Pokemon games. I mean, the original Pokemon games, I definitely bought Red. I remember going to Target. I'd saved up like allowance money for weeks. It's one of those games you grew up with and you grew up very fondly with. But I remember specifically going down to Illinois, and there's a place called Mitchell Marketplace, which was a grocery store, and they had restaurants, and they also had a book/game store. And I found a copy of Pokemon Silver in Japanese, and I immediately knew I had to have it. So I bought it, and I played the crap out of it. And again, it was a Pokemon game, so it was pretty simple to learn, but everything was in Japanese. So it was like learning the night and day cycles, the clock, the Pokemon communicator, because it was like before anybody else had it, and I had no idea. I was a kid. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But and then again, it was like when Pokemon was pretty uncool. So, and it was also in Japanese, so elementary school kids were like, I don't give a fuck, it's in Japanese, it's totally useless. But I remember sinking hundreds of hours into that game, and has a fond place in my heart, because you got to have a whole new Pokemon adventure, and then still go back to the Kanto region. So, it was like having 2 games on one. It was absolutely fantastic. So I definitely have to say Gen 2 really stepped up the game, and I don't think I've played plenty of other Pokemon games since then, but that one's got a special place in my heart.
It was still on the basic.
On the regular Game Boy Color.
Game Boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or it's
Yeah,
regular
we
Game
did.
Boy.
Ben?
I was gonna.
I thought it was just whoever.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I meant-
sorry.
I
I
meant-
thought we were
It's
going
free
in
for all.
order. I'm sorry.
As long as we're behaving, it's a free for all.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm gonna inject an only slightly related topic. When you remember when the puppy game came out for the DS, the
Yes!
dogs
Oh.
game.
With
I
the
got
game-
Jonah.
10 dogs.
I got
So
you
good.
couldn't get it in the U.S., so I bought Jonah the Japanese version.
So good. You'd
I
make your
love
dog fetch
Nintendo.
frisbees and stuff.
Yeah.
Put real frisbees.
No.
Well,
Yeah, he was throwing
You
him.
just wing the
I'm not sure.
DS across the room.
no.
Go get it, boy!
Just out of
And vibrate
curiosity,
back to you.
I know you later on actually studied Japanese. Do you think you got anything out of
Playing
reading
Pokemon.
the text in another language?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, it was some of it was in English, so they had like the menu stuff. Some of it like the abbreviations and stuff were English. And again, you saw like recurring characters, but I was so young at the time, so really no. I mean, like, looking back now, I'd be like, oh yeah, you can understand because it was katakana, a lot of it, so it was just like, all right, translates to, items, or, it's pretty simple words. So, but,
Which I still wouldn't get.
but in,
See, no, I actually think being really young doing that would probably be a jumping point if you
But not if
know.
you don't have any, like, context.
Yeah.
for it.
Or
It's
It
added
was,
context.
But it was a
But,
jumping
like-
point for him because he
Right.
later went,
Went to
But, like,
That's
stayed
what I'm
interested.
saying.
It's one
You
thing
know,
if
I
you,
wonder
like,
if it wasn't
hear it.
easier.
yeah.
Yeah, and it might,
But I think
yeah.
it's different, like, looking
Seeing
at a character.
yeah.
Especially, like, it's not, like, the alphabet, like the English alphabet. So
Yeah, something
it's-
completely for-
it's-
yeah.
I think that would be pretty
And again,
hard to pick up.
being so young and everything is like I saw reoccurring things. I was like, okay, like this is potion and this is potion with something in front of it. This is probably
Hyper
it's
potion.
hyper potion, super potion,
Super
whatever. But again, without much context and being very young, it really was just kind of trial and error for the most part.
Couldn't find out it was like butt potion or something like that. It wasn't good.
Butt plug.
Butt plug potion. Butt plug?
I can see how that you could do it because I ordered
butt plugs?
I
Yeah.
ordered Blu-ray out of Germany on the Amazon Germany site, and
Right?
Germany.
I
was
Trying to keep all their
It's a
germs.
black market of where you can get a biological weapon. Welcome to the Germany.
out of Germany.
West Germany
and,
and East
and I
Germany.
don't
We also have a Blu-ray section.
I
Go
don't
see Klaus.
I don't speak German or read German, but based on the fact that Amazon has the same layout for things,
Right.
I was able to actually order based
Navigate
on
your way
the
through.
layout. Because all the I figured, okay, that's probably the buy button. That's probably
yeah.
the so I can see how that can kind of work.
I really miss having. I really wish I would have hooked up the mic because my commentary for that. Larry doesn't know German, but he buys a lot of bondage gear.
I was gonna say this German video that he bought.
The Blu-ray player
Yeah,
actually plays
Hey.
his Blu-rays.
Most of the people in this room have watched the video I bought that day.
Whoa!
Yeah.
German
Like a
Blue
Clockwork
Girls
Orange.
3.
You
Yes.
weren't supposed to tell Justin.
Dang. Dang.
So I'm gonna throw this one out there. I'm saying it's the best Pokemon game, but it's the best Pokemon game for the Monopoly series.
Yes!
Pokemon Monopoly was
You kinda stole
the
mine, but that's okay.
shit.
Wait. Video
Best-
game or straight board version?
Bored.
Bored, dude. They don't come out.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they came out
No.
with a Pokemon
I don't know.
Video game.
Monopoly.
Monopoly
have.
See,
video.
The
Monopoly
makers of
is
Monopoly
shit.
are whores.
No,
So-
Monopoly is shit. It's a piece of shit. I hate Monopoly, but I loved Pokemon Monopoly. It was
Yeah,
the only Monopoly I would play as a
Because like you
child.
get the doubles, and then
Yes.
actually had special rules for each of the different types of doubles, and just like it was just
Yeah,
a
it was
solid,
so awesome,
solid one for me.
Plus, the little like pieces were so cool because they were all
They're
Pokemon.
adorable.
So it was
I'm
like a
surprised we never
Pikachu.
lost
So
it.
instead of
Yeah.
being the race car, everybody fought over being Pikachu.
Fuck it, I was Chansey.
Chansey was cool.
Yeah, Chansey will fuck your shit up, dude.
Poliwhirl was in there, wasn't
Might have been Poliwrath.
Oh,
he? Yes. You've been
Nerd.
Nerd.
Chartle.
Chartle.
Turtle.
So that's
He's
like a-
making them up.
He's just making it up.
Making them up.
Added it into my
It's just
salad the
War
other day,
Turtle
some
with a
Chartle.
monocle and a top
Yeah,
hat.
exactly. Yeah.
Hello, Sam!
It's like after he evolves one
Hey.
more time into Mr. Peanut. It's like when he becomes,
Justice on point. MVP.
Oh man!
Well, I mean, he turns into a grass
shoot
ground
you with
type.
planters.
Special ability is peanut allergy.
Sure.
Double damage.
dead.
All peanut attack.
It's not your Pokemon didn't fade. He swelled up and he.
They had to add an
Revival
about the game as
You're
an
gonna
item.
need to go out and catch another one of these because he's not
Coming
okay.
back.
Sorry
Bring an
about
EpiPen because you're fucked.
Because you're fucked. Do you have an EpiPen? No. Then he's
Yeah. Potion's not gonna work on this one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I want to throw out. I don't know if it's the best Pokemon game, but it was my favorite when I was a child. Was Pokemon Stadium. Loved Pokemon Stadium. It was just fun, and the mini games were amazing. There was that little sushi one where
The
you got
Lickitung
to,
sushi
with
one,
the
yeah.
Lickitung. Like
Yeah.
that one was my favorite. Again, I was a child, so if I went back and played it, it might not be that great.
My
I
bad.
legitimately
But-
bought an
My bad.
N64.
All right, who
just to
didn't
have
turn
it.
out
Yeah.
to slow?
This is
What
home
the
fault.
heck?
That was the
Yeah.
box set. Oh, it was so good.
I was going to also say Pokemon Stadium.
I love Pokemon
Because
Stadium.
you could upload your Pokemon into the game or whatever, and I think just when you're a kid to see them in like that sort of on a big
3D,
you know,
yeah.
3D on a big screen or whatever. So it was like I still play it now, but I don't have like a Pokemon game or an uploader, so they're all like the generic stock ones, so they're all like level 40 or whatever. But like when back in the day when you could put your actual Pokemon in there and that had the moves and all that shit, it was pretty awesome.
That was an N64
Yes.
game,
And
right?
It was an
Yeah,
N64, yeah.
N64.
And they had it at the McDonald's too, right?
And they had for a while they had them at
Oh,
And
those little
we
kiosks
talked about
those
those
video
before.
games.
Those
Yeah.
video game
Yeah.
kiosks.
Oh.
Those
I
were
love
so
those.
awesome.
When you
love
went to a
those.
McDonald's that had the play place and they had those there.
Yeah.
When Ben's
You know-
parents wouldn't let us stay at his house, we just go to McDonald's and play video
Yep.
games.
we were talking about this
Showed
earlier,
them.
and there's a bit of the sort of Pokemon craze interaction stuff that the Pokemon Go has sort of revived, like having a station in a McDonald's or having a station in a Pokemon Snap we talked about earlier. You could rent and you could print out your pictures at Blockbuster and stuff, and some of the Go has been sort of like that. It sort of brings some of that back of like this sort of
Joy of
cultural experience. Which has been I think kind of fun.
They
Yes,
even have a camera.
except when you get run over.
Yeah,
No, just
don't
fucking
get run over
Did I
trying to
just
We already
catch
had this discussion.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
I mean,
it happened,
one of the
but I
things
mean,
I saw on Facebook was like 2 people fell off a cliff, and I'm like, are they Wile E. Coyote? Like, what the fuck? Where are these cliffs?
You really
In
are.
California.
But like, come on.
They were hiking in
You don't think
Devil's
people are
Lake.
that dumb?
Anybody who knows
People are that dumb, but Pokemon didn't make them dumb.
That
No, they did. It did not.
That's
They-
just
it did
natural
not.
selection.
And
They
that's
were
how
gonna,
they
at
were-
one point, they were gonna fall off a
They
fucking
were
cliff, no
hiking
matter
in
what.
Devil's Lake and they got slightly
all right,
distracted.
we already had this as a pre-show
Yeah.
discussion on
Oh,
Twitch.
sorry.
Oh, I'm
It was
sorry.
already the pre-show
I was
discussion.
late.
But yes,
We
we
were
all
late.
did decide that you were gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, something
It's
bad was
true.
gonna
It's
happen
just
to you.
dumb.
It's just this is just
It was
the
just
catalyst.
multiplying
Right.
your ability to
Exactly.
kill
It
yourself on
just
accident.
sped it up for the rest of us.
Right.
You know, like
It got you out of the gene pool. really.
Exactly.
So basically,
That's
you're
fine.
calling for a culling of the herd, huh?
Darwinism.
I'm a big fan of that.
I am too.
It doesn't happen enough, actually. All right.
But not by way of purge, because I got to tell you what, that just seems like you would just be left with a-holes. That would.
Yeah. Just
You
let them
would.
do
How would that
I
be a
didn't
good
say
thing?
that I wanted.
That
a
wouldn't
purge
hurt-
to
that,
happen.
that wouldn't
I
hurt.
just-
That wouldn't be a good thing.
That's why it's called natural selection.
All right.
Poke purge.
That would have been such a good title for this episode if I didn't already do the cover. Yeah. Usually I do the covers after, but I knew I was
This
going to be
will
lazy
teach
this week.
you.
I had an extra day off, so.
Well, there you go.
All right, how about it, Jonah? Best Pokemon game?
Mine was
For you.
probably Fire Red because that's the one I grew up with. But
Yeah.
I probably would have said Coliseum if I would have won that tournament at MGC.
Yeah, they had a ringer though. That was
But,
BS. That was somebody from the Fuck you, Pokemon podcast. By the way, it was a member of the Pokemon podcast won it. Why
I was
it
like,
What-
we don't even allow our
hold
own people?
I was
Wait,
like 12
wait a
years
minute,
old.
and they were running the tournament,
So they
right?
They were
They
running
running
the
the
tournament,
Yeah.
and they were playing in the
And
tournament.
she had like a
Oh, that's
15-year
crap.
advantage
I thought
on
you
me.
guys were running
Right.
it, and
No,
I was like,
no,
well, why was
no.
Jonah in it?
No.
Classic faux pas rules. If you're running a tournament,
Right.
none of your people are eligible.
Yeah, that's
Even-
like the same thing. Like if you enter a contest at like work for the public, you know, like
Yeah, none of your people are
Yeah.
eligible.
Even even our lousy podcast does not do crap like that. I mean, even our giveaways and everything else.
Even we have integrity.
Even we, well, not much, but I mean, we have that kind of
Some.
integrity. By the way, big giveaway coming up. Like, a big giveaway is coming up.
Okay.
We're going to announce that one next week.
It's a grapefruit.
It's just crappy
It's
beer.
Grapefruit 45!
It's a Roomba.
Oh, it's
It's
good.
That'd be a good
That
giveaway.
would be a good giveaway.
I'll take a Roomba.
I kind of want a Roomba.
I'll take a Roomba.
Now it's going to be disappointing when it's not a
Sorry,
Roomba.
you're part of the podcast.
Everyone's gonna be sad, but
You're
it's not
out.
a Roomba.
Way
You
to
might.
go, Jonah.
Thanks a lot, Jonah.
You might be able to trade the prize for a used Roomba.
For you.
You may.
On Craigslist.
It's worth some money, and it's from a partner that we've worked with before and had it fall to shit. But they're back. We're back with them, and we're working it out this time. It's a good one. It's pretty good.
The relationship's going
Super
places.
awesome.
It's going to work out this time, I
We've had a
swear.
couple rough
Chance
dates.
improved.
We've had a couple rough dates.
You did not sell
Let's
that
go
very
do it.
well.
They've really changed.
Yeah, we'll change that.
It's like
post-editing.
I was gonna say, you just made it sound like you're on and
They'll
off
at
again
least
girlfriend.
last
Oh, well, this time
until
it'll
the
be
next
different.
podcast.
I think that's
Yeah.
fair
This
enough.
time.
I think that's fair enough.
No, I think they're really saying that about us.
No.
I
Yeah,
think
it really is.
Well, that's probably.
Like you're not sure which one's
Right.
the problem. It's
Yeah.
probably you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right, how about it, Matt Tisha?
I also really love Gen 2, but my favorite memories are playing Pokemon Red, the original one, on a Game Boy Color in my friend Brian and Ames' backyard when it was like 95 degrees outside.
Because your parents wouldn't let you have one.
Right. So we would just like trade off the Game
Yeah.
Boy and play his game together. It was awesome.
It was a good time
No.
when you
Yeah.
did that stuff.
Running around the Safari Zone and catching stuff there is.
I'm a little surprised that the Advance got no love.
I never had any Game Boy, and
I do say he chose Fire Red, which is
Yeah,
a
that's
remake
advanced.
of-
That is
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's different than regular red.
Yeah, the Fire Red
Well,
and
he said the original,
Fire
and,
Red
you
and
know.
Leaf Green.
Leaf Green are really good. They're really good remakes, and Soul Silver and Heart Gold are really dope too. Again, I have nothing like I love playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver because it's like the second gen but better. And like
I
again,
need
but
to
it just
play
had
that
no it's and it's got that's the first generation where you can have the first Pokemon in your party follow you behind you. So you like
Oh,
walk
yeah.
around with like a
Yeah.
Steelix behind you or something. It's really fun.
This is a really hard topic because, like, I think the next topic's gonna be hard because
Because there's not a lot
as a
of bad.
Pokemon fan
There's not a lot
and
of
a game
bad.
like
Oh,
I
I
had
will
every
name
single
one.
I got one.
I have one too, but I had every single Game Boy like when it came out because I was a nerd and
was.
What do you mean? So
and
you
didn't
had
have any friends.
the regular Game Boy, the Game Boy Color,
Game
the
Boy
Game
Color,
Boy Advance.
then the Advance
okay.
came out, and then the SP came
Yeah.
out, and then the
And
DS.
you got
And
the
I always
3DS now.
traded mine in to get the new one, and I always had the newest Pokemon game because I was a child, and that was big. And they were all good.
It's true.
They were all good.
We're all good.
That's why you didn't.
That
let
is
it drive.
because you did not have the right system to have a really bad Pokemon game.
I always had Game Boys because,
Yeah.
again, I was a child. So.
Oh, there's some bad ones, though.
I do
Should
have
we
a bad
talk-
one to name,
Should we
but-
talk about those?
We will in a minute.
We're not ready yet.
I'm going to name...
He was
I
sounding.
think I'm done.
Ben still hasn't
Ben-
said his, right?
Ben
said
did,
his?
ben did his.
Yeah, everybody did theirs.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Pokemon Monopoly.
Oh, yeah, Monopoly. Sorry.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
stole
you
yours.
I've got a pretty bad Pokemon
You're
game.
pocket.
No, all right, I'm going to do mine. Mine's mostly due to short attention span syndrome. I did actually like Red a lot. That was a pretty good game. I also played, what was the first DS one? I played that one for a while. Thank you. I like that one quite a bit, but I sat down, I would play them in one session, and I'd say, God, this game's great. And then boom, I'd never go back. I'd like get stuck on something else. So, when you Pokemon Snap, I ran into that long after it was released because I never owned an N64 during that time period. I actually ran into it on the Wii as a virtual game,
Oh, sure.
and I loved that game to death.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole family was playing it. Darlene was playing it. Jonah was playing it. We were all just like taking turns playing it. I loved it. I just think it's not real Pokemon. I mean, but it is a cute little game.
Well, no,
And,
I think it's real Pokemon.
yeah,
It's
but
just-
you know what I mean. It's not an
It's
RPG.
one of those
You're
ones
not
where
catching
it's
on that.
Right.
where those Poke jobs come out. Like, oh, I'm really a Pokemon breeder. I'm a Pokemon trainer. I'm a Pokemon this. I'm a Pokemon that.
No, you're a
This
Pokemon
was
picture
he
taker.
was like a Poke journalist or something.
Yeah.
He was from the show, and like that was his gig. Was he wanted to always just like capture the Pokemon just in image.
I don't
So I think it is totally a legit Pokemon.
I don't
game, dude.
think there's been another game quite like it, where you're just trying to. There was a PlayStation game that was a little bit like it with a camera, where you're trying to take pictures.
was that?
It was a horror game. Yeah.
Final Frame.
Thank you. It was a little bit like
Fatal Frame.
Yes,
Fatal Frame.
I was gonna say.
But Pokemon Snap, I thought
Yeah.
was just fun.
You were there. You
I was there.
Yeah.
We screamed a lot.
All right,
Okay,
you
so
bring it
I
up.
got-
Now you got to tell me what that is
Funny
about.
story.
I never
This is
heard of
actually
that
my
game.
worst one.
Really?
That was on the
Oh,
list of my
wow.
Yeah,
worst
it's also on my list of the worst
because
ones.
We'll
We'll talk about it later.
talk about it later.
Momentarily.
I was gonna say, are we
Momentarily.
Minutes from now.
45
Seconds
from now. As long as
Shortly,
we
you
just
might
keep
say.
delaying it, it'll be longer.
That's true.
Yeah, I gotta go look up mine real quick.
Sorry.
So
What
everyone
is,
knows.
well, what is
Very
the
impressive.
other game that you were referring to? You're taking
Fatal Frame?
Yeah.
So Fatal Frame was a game where you were a paranormal investigator and you kept going into haunted places to try to capture paranormal activity. So it was a game where you spent most of the time looking through, kind of like in Pokemon Snap over here, looking through a lens. So it was like a little RPG where you kind of like wandered around and like collected items in different haunted places and all that other stuff. And then you had to take photos of ghosts, and then it would make you pee your pants because.
So it was kind of a blend
did
of
do that.
Pokemon Snap and Resident Evil.
Yeah, actually, that's a perfect.
And what system was it on?
example.
PlayStation.
PlayStation
Oh,
1.
yeah.
And then also maybe I think they made a couple of them.
Yeah,
because
I
I
think
had
they-
one.
they
I played
updated
Fatal
them.
Frame 3 on Xbox, so they made it for a couple of years.
When are you guys hunting again?
But
Always.
I'm
We are
going
always
right
ready.
after this.
Same.
Because I have a lucky egg that I
Because
really want
the
to
Kenosha Pier is a gold mine, and I'm already halfway
yeah,
there.
that's,
Did you save up all your
So
carrots
I've
and-
saved
I might as-
my
I might as well
cookies
just
and my
go
needles
since I'm
and
already
my
down
my
here.
red
I just need to go
bananas.
for food first.
I also
Yeah,
have a
like
drowsy
going
I
down as
need
well.
to evolve.
Yeah.
I hatched a Diglett today.
Wow.
I
Oh.
dig it.
Wait, what level?
Wow.
I'm just got to level 9.
Wow.
Yes, I'm above someone. Wait,
Cheeto.
Matt, what level are you?
Higher than you.
Oh my god.
Come on, scrub.
Everyone's higher than me.
No, Jonah is.
No, I'm
totally
14.
definitely higher than you.
I
14.
work downtown though, so sometimes I just sit at my desk and play Pokemon because all the Pokestops are right around me.
That's what I do at the airport. I have a gym and a Pokestop at my
that's
desk.
I don't have
Awesome.
either of those at work or home. So it's by my determination to just go out and play like crazy.
Gee,
All I
our work
have
is
is
not a
Rattatas
Pokemon
at
hotspot.
home.
No.
No.
All work and no
Well,
Pokemon.
mine
I'm
is
sorry,
Pokemon
it's
Trap
that
adult
game is
boy.
skewed.
On
that
a
game is-
Wisconsin Avenue.
Pokemon Go is
Wisconsin and water.
skewed towards people who live in more
Oh,
urban
yeah.
areas.
Absolutely.
Again,
go to that
if
one?
you can sit in your house or at work or
You like travel a lot.
sit somewhere and
Different
hit the
ones, don't you?
Pokestop every
Or you
5
just, like,
minutes,
at one?
just by sitting around, you're naturally gonna have more
there's
items
just so
and
many
stuff.
in like that area.
Oh.
And wild
I
Pokemon
see.
don't spawn in the country.
The Pokestops?
So
Yeah, I mean at our job site.
Oh.
yeah, the close one like half
I
a
didn't know
mile
whether
away.
you traveled
Oh,
on your
no.
job or not, whether you're just on one.
Usually no,
Oh,
but
I
yes, just downtown.
No,
there's
but
a
traveling
ton.
with your job, it's I do a lot of ride along where it's just like
Oh,
I'm sitting
that's
shotgun. I
awesome.
miss
That's
Daisy.
why your
I
level
miss
is so
Daisy.
high.
No, I can't play in the
Oh,
box
really?
truck. My phone is a little bit too slow. I have Samsung.
And a drifting GPS.
Yeah, it's drifting.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I've
Stuff.
heard. I've heard yours is not.
Yeah, it's an
super set up for it.
SG4 or whatever.
Isn't that good
My
though? If
GPS
you're
is
sitting,
pretty good.
It's good if you're
just
standing
hatch
still.
eggs.
It's good if I'm standing still, but I move too fast in the truck, and it's like,
It's all jacked up.
yeah.
For those of you
mine
just
I
joining
prefer
us,
both
this
of these
is
to drink.
Pokemon Go Talk. Sorry.
Sorry, I just went
No,
there.
it's fine. I tried to talk about Pokemon Snap, I was cut off. I tried to talk about Pokemon Go, I'm cut off.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna sit here in silence.
I said you can talk about
Awesome.
one thing.
We're gonna get a turn in a minute.
That was good. That was good.
I got hands.
You are a ninja.
He got lucky.
So we
Hell yeah, dude.
Are we talking about a Pokemon Go? Or are we
We're
talking
talking
about the
about-
All right, now we are talking about worst Pokemon game. We'll start with Larry again.
What?
Where's Pokemon game?
Right.
These are the same.
Best.
It's the best in
No,
world.
I kind of mentioned this earlier. I don't have a ton of Pokemon experience, and the couple things that I did do with Pokemon, they were okay.
You don't.
So
You can't talk about.
So yeah, so no.
Fuck!
But no, I played the card game. I played the board game. They were both all right. They were both enjoyable games. So I don't have a worst really. So that's where I'm at.
All right, I'll go with my worst. Pokemon Snap.
Yes.
Go fuck yourself. Oh no.
The only reason that Pokemon Snap gets a worst, and I've got another one too, is it took 8 hours to beat? 100%.
Oh, it's too
beat.
short?
It was way
Yeah.
too short.
It's barely anything.
Yeah.
Totally my attention span. That's why.
Right, and that's why you
Yeah.
right, exactly.
But
Yeah.
I think we rented it from Blockbuster one night and just busted it out in one night.
Good
I
thing
feel
you rented it.
As a child, it was like awesome. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so cool.
It was at the height of the Pokemon
you know?
craze.
So it was
Yeah.
cool, but then like looking back, I'm like, that was lame. Like,
No,
why
it,
did I like
it
that?
was. I think even after we beat it, it was just like, what? That's it?
Yeah.
Like, that's all this game is.
Right.
It's like
So
you run through each map like 4 or 5 times, and then you got everything and you
Yeah.
bested it.
Agree.
And
And you
another
don't,
one
you
I
don't
have
feel
got-
like there was
You stole both of
replayability?
mine.
No,
It's
none.
fine.
No, there
The only
isn't
thing
reality
cool about
with
that game was the kiosk. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah, the kiosk
being able
was
to print
the
out your own
selling point.
Pokemon
Yeah.
stickers.
That was cool.
So,
and
you
another
know-
one I have for the limited content is the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy.
That game was dope. Don't even.
That
shit
game
talk
was
to
dope, but
Shut
I
your
feel
mouth.
I feel like I could add more cards.
Fuck you. There was only the first set out. It was a Game Boy game, and it was good, and it was funny.
This is getting awkward.
I'm just saying, by
It
the
has the
time
joke
I got
cards
around
in
to
there.
it, by the time I got to it, it wasn't. We were already playing the trading card game at such a level where it's just like, but I feel like this is only Gen 1. Like, I want more cards.
When you were a kid and you couldn't fucking afford all the booster packs, it was a great way to play the game.
You gotta
You know-
No,
You know,
as a
here-
kid who just exploited the Toys R Us Sunday morning card games, I did have enough to get booster packs though, because we just exploit their tournaments.
To your other point, in the Snap, I can understand where a short playtime on something that you spent $50-$60 on.
No, we rented it and we beat it.
And,
in
well,
one
you
night.
rented it, you smartly rented it, but there were lots of people that bought
did
it.
Sure. Alright.
And I could see being pretty pissed if
Sure.
it was a 4-hour time.
I think your
play
age
with
probably
a-
has a lot to do with it too, because
Yeah.
when you're younger, you have a lot of time to play.
Yeah,
when
we
you-
had
when you
all
hit-
Friday night. To
I didn't play until I was like 30, and it's like, I don't have any time. Woohoo! You know, just got it done. Felt like, wow, that was really special. I got done with it. So I think you have a legitimate point that it was too short, but for the amazingly busy crowd, that isn't so bad of a thing.
Yeah, be able to knock a game out.
Right, being able to knock a game out when at a time in my life where I just did not have time to do it. I mean, I was going to school,
Thanks,
I was working
Jonah.
full time.
You were old.
I had a kid.
What?
You know.
Sure.
You
The rest
ruined
of
the
us-
age I
the
was.
rest of us-
No, but
the
think
rest
about
of
it,
us
you
though
know,
were like
you know-
10.
Right, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
the rest of us were 10, so we had nothing but time to
It-
play Pokemon.
Right, exactly. And I
All
had
the time.
no
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but think
Right.
about Christmas, right? Okay, so Christmas is coming, and this kid has been talking to you about this game for like 2 months now. You buy it, they open
Yeah, I
it,
was that
it's
kid.
everyone's excited, and like by New Year's, they're already like, "Aren't you gonna play that game?" No, we're done.
See, Larry gets it.
It's like
No, I
Right.
totally understand
Right,
what
because
you're
you
saying.
spent, I mean, it's an N64 game back then was expensive.
They're
yes.
still expensive.
Some of them.
Yeah, they're still.
I
like,
still have all
almost
my old
retail.
my old N64 games, so I guess I don't know.
Shadow
how
of
much
the
it
Empire?
cost. Yeah.
I sold all my shit off, which was
It's my
disappointing.
favorite
Oh.
game for
That's
we
why
have
I'm hoarding
like 3
stuff now.
Love the
N64s.
books.
Yeah. I
3 or
got-
4, yeah. I think I have 3.
That is shocking.
And a bunch of
games.
Force.
A lot of those probably, a lot of like the same games, you know, because there's like you have to.
Because you get married and you
then
combine
merge
all your
your
stuff.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, well, you know, then you should only ever have 2. But you somehow have
I
more
had
than
2.
2.
I
Yeah,
had
produce.
2 when we got
So
together.
who are you stealing your game systems from?
I had all of the game system. Justin had like a Xbox.
Super Nintendo.
You had a
Super
And a Super
Yes.
Nintendo.
You got the GameCube still?
GameCube.
Yeah.
Stop talking shit.
We don't have a GameCube. We use the Wii.
We have
I
a
have-
GameCube. It's in the basement.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
moved it there.
Okay, well, never mind.
Thank you.
It's
We have a
holding up the
GameCube
first.
wall going.
Yeah, yeah.
This
I
is
have
why
a
GameCube's
GameCube
in
in
my
my
room.
I have 2 games.
Sorry,
in
we-
my room.
Can we not drag out your dirty laundry right here?
All over the good folks of Twitch.
For my
Hey, at least it's video game dirty laundry.
it's technically a Pokemon game, but it's technically also not a Pokemon game. It's going to be Pokemon Go 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 for the Sega Genesis. It's a bootleg. It is a crappy reskinned of like some Chinese platformer Genesis bootleg.
Sounds like the best Pokemon game.
Oh my god, they
It would
did
be
this on the
great.
Commodore 64 too.
It would be great if it wasn't
Terrible.
like inoperable. Like it
Yeah.
just constantly glitched out. The game would crash, or like you'd walk through it and then you just fall through the ground. Or it's actually kind of hilariously bad. At least it's
Yeah,
like
but
so
if
bad
no one's
that you
gonna
laugh
drink
at
these,
it.
I'm gonna
But
drink 'em.
And no one is.
no real entertainment value past a couple of minutes of like, oh, this is funny because it's so dumb. But yeah,
Kind of like our podcast.
I was gonna say kind of like Ben.
Oh.
Does anybody? Oh, real quick side note. Does anybody remember the Pokemon Yellow Surfing Pikachu minigame?
Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes. No.
Yeah. So if you
No.
I forget exactly what you had to do. I don't know if it was to complete your Pokedex. There was some steps you had to take. But there were in Pokemon Yellow was a mini game that you could actually. It was almost kind of like an Excite Bike style, but you were surfing as Pikachu and you'd like hit the waves and do tricks. It was
I
really
love
good.
minigames. Minigames
Sweet,
are like
yeah.
my
It was a-
favorite. Sometimes I like minigames.
So you're earlier Wario Land.
I never played Wario Land.
Well,
all
it's-
mini. It's
Oh,
all
it's
mini
so
games.
great. I love it.
WarioWare.
Yeah.
Wario Land.
Yeah, Wario Land was a. Yeah.
Don't point your finger at me.
Sorry,
Here's-
I
Wario
was gonna say, I
Land
think I've played Wario
was a Game Boy game that was actually really good.
It was all mini games though.
no,
That's
that's
WarioWare.
WarioWare.
That's
Oh,
the one I
Wario
played.
Land.
I've
Still
never
excellent
played
game,
Wario
though.
Land.
Wario Land's
Still
still
excellent.
good.
Yeah, I've never played
And
it.
Wario Land, Shake It is for the Wii and it's made by Treasure. And
Pretty
it's really
sexy
good.
too.
I love Treasure. They make great games. Anyway.
I'm gonna throw mine out. What the heck? I'm gonna go in order.
Come on, yeah.
That Pokemon Trozai game. It was a fucking match 3 Pokemon game. Fuck you, Nintendo. You sell out bastards.
Yeah, just
for
cashing
that
out
game.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, really? You think that's bad? Oh, let's match 3 fucking Pikachu, shall we? Shall we just
It's
match
like
them?
Candy Crusher Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's excellent. Candy Crush Pokemon. That's exactly.
They were
what it
cashing
is.
in on the craze, man.
I'd
Yeah.
It
say
was
like
bad.
Dr. Mario.
And it's like it
But
came
worse.
out, I
But
think,
worse?
before the DS version, the real DS version of Pokemon. So like everybody's gearing up for a new like RPG,
Pokemon game, yeah.
and then they just like sell you this piece of crap Pokemon game that has nothing to do with Pokemon.
Booty.
Is
Like
well, couldn't they have
Paper
called it
Pikachu?
Dr. Mario? Couldn't they have made it into a Dr. Mario game? Yes, they could have, but they wouldn't have sold as many units to disillusioned children at Christmas. Let's go back to your little Christmas tree. Little Billy.
I
Poor little Billy.
It's getting shit
It's
on
a
this.
fucking
His jam
shit
is he
game.
runs downstairs. Oh, it's Pokemon!
know.
You're
What
like,
the hell?
Yeah, right? And little Billy runs away
And then yells, "Grandma, you suck!"
and then becomes a male child hooker because you bought him that crap.
If that
And a meth addict.
Okay.
if that was true,
Rob?
I would be a hooker and a meth addict because I got horrible gifts when I was little.
Rob, do you need to talk to somebody about some stuff that happened in the past?
No, I enjoyed it.
Okay,
But
you're good.
I didn't want my son.
I'd say
That's why I
it's
never
Jonah.
bought my son that game because I did not want him to become a child meth addict hooker. And look, he is not a child meth
this
addict
is the
hooker.
thanks-
Must have
I
worked.
succeeded.
Must have worked.
Qualifiers.
He has his license
He's
now.
only
He
got
can
2
go out
more
and do whatever
years.
he
And then he
wants.
could be an adult meth addict hooker and nobody would care.
Yeah, that's
No
alright.
one will give a shit if he's an adult.
His business then.
That's right. How about it, Laura?
She already
I
said.
was
Can you
gonna say,
beat child meth
literally,
addict?
I cannot. Literally, Ben stole both of my games tonight of the best and the worst.
Woo! This feels so good. Welcome back to the show. You suck.
You have a new nickname, Swiper.
But like I said
No,
before,
I'm Sido.
the hard one. This is the hard one because I liked all of the Pokemon games because again I was a child, so it was kind of like
Yeah, even though it's the Go.
Yeah,
what-
even that.
that
thing.
game, it was probably kids were excited about just because I had licensed as
I don't know if I played Pokemon at that point.
probably for the best. It was a DS
game. It was the gap. It was like
Yeah.
around the time like when DS games were black and white. And
Yeah,
stuff like that,
I don't think I ever played that game, so I can't speak to that one.
it
But I would
was
say
bad.
Snap
Wait.
only because it was like, as a child, I think it was cool because you could print out your pictures, which is cool. But looking back, it's like, who cares? Like, just get some Pokemon stickers, man. Like,
Well, they weren't yours. You didn't take those photos.
Yeah.
Yourself.
You didn't
you
align
didn't
them
take
pixels.
those crappy photos.
And then get them printed out.
Oh,
Like,
and they're,
There is some
like,
sweet
splotchy,
psychology to it,
And
yeah.
like, no, it was bad. It was bad.
I've only played it a little bit, but I remember not thinking that it was very good. But it's a Nintendo 64 game that you actually have, and it's called Pokemon Puzzle.
I love Pokemon Puzzle!
It's just like a Pokemon
Whoa.
version of
It's like Dr.
Mario Party,
Mario.
like Mario Party kind of.
No.
Right?
Oh, maybe.
I'm saying.
So it's a puzzle game, and
It's
they
just a bunch of
stuck
mini
some
games.
pictures of.
But then all the characters
Pokemon on it.
are
oh, okay.
Pokemon.
Better or worse than Hey You Pikachu?
Ooh, I forgot about
Ooh,
Hey You
Hey You
Pikachu.
I
Maybe
completely
it's-
forgot about
Maybe it's
that.
Hey You Pikachu.
Oh God, yeah, fuck you, Pikachu.
See,
That was the
You'd also get really upset if you said Sony or PlayStation. You needed electrocute.
Actually,
Oh my
Wait,
god,
hey.
I forgot
What is
all
that?
about
And 64. It was like Seaman, where you had like a little digital pet. It was like a Tamagotchi on your N64.
it might actually be that. Actually, yeah.
I forgot all of. Can I change my
Is
answer?
that the one where
Yes.
you can talk to Pikachu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I played that at McDonald's. That game sucked. That was mine. I didn't know the name.
The other
of
one
it.
I was going to say, not because I was inherently bad, but because it got you no respect from other people, was after Pokemon Red, which was the first one I had, but it was like shared, right? It was like we only had one Game Boy, and like my brother would play a little bit of it, or I would play it, or whatever.
Yeah.
What is up
And
with
there's
all
only
of you,
one
like,
save
sad
point.
children?
So
who
then,
only
when I got
had
my
one
own Game Boy Color, or whatever, my own Game Boy Color, I got
It's a hard life.
Pokemon Yellow.
Oh wow! Right,
And
right.
while it is basically the same as red, green, or blue, it just gets you no respect from anyone else because they're like, yellow. What do you
That
mean?"
no, actually yellow is better because that's like
Yellow's
you fucking
awesome.
play on hard mode.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like, oh, you start with a
But
Pikachu,
other
have
people-
fun fighting Brock, you son of a
Right,
bitch.
but that's what I'm saying. But everybody
Yeah,
else,
for
everybody
real.
else just thinks that you, because it came out like at the height of like the popularity of the cartoon show.
Yeah.
So everybody just thinks like,
And all
oh, you
little
love
kids are like,
Pikachu.
"Pikachu."
And you're like, no, I just, it was
No,
just
I
the one in
kinda
the
like the
store.
cartoon.
And then-
Yellow,
It was the
Yellow's
newest
the
one.
best because it's got, or of the Gen 1, because A, it's got more content.
Yes.
B, it's fucking harder.
It is hard,
so
but
much
it gets you
tougher.
no respect from
Yeah.
anybody though.
Yeah.
Other kids on the playground,
Yeah.
they're playing red, green, and blue. They're like, what do you have, yellow? Get the fuck out of here.
You know what's funny?
I was
Is?
gonna
You know what's
point
funny is? I was sitting there thinking, why is nobody mentioning yellow?
Yellow's not bad.
Because I
Yellow's
like
I
yellow.
like
cool.
yellow.
Yellow's
Oh,
not the
wow.
worst. Yellow's
I
not the
said we're
best.
talking about the worst here, all right?
But
I
And
wanna
yellow's
point out
not
that
the worst.
I grew up
But
pretty
that is
poor,
the
and
worst
I didn't have to
But it
share
gets
a
you no
Game
respect.
Boy with
Yeah.
my sister. Like,
None.
you guys live sad
Hard
lives.
times at the powerhouse.
I'm just saying. I grew
Yeah,
up
eat
very poor,
marshmallows
and I
out
got
of
my
fucking
own
garbage.
Game Boy.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, all of us can't be a princess and get what we
Hey,
want.
That
Some of us
that
just
hard
have to
life.
share everything.
Did you
Video
have to
game
share
based.
your Game Boy?
I didn't have a Game Boy.
My sister
You
didn't
know what I
like
did?
video
I
games, so
stole
they-
my older
yeah.
brothers, and then I
see, Shannon had a Game Boy.
Saved
I had
over people's
Pokemon,
stuff.
but he would play whatever he
Yeah.
liked on
Got
it, and
my
I would
own
never get to
Game
play.
Boy. I don't
yeah,
know.
not all
So
of
like I
us
had
are
red,
Like I
but
said,
I don't
I
think
grew
I
up
even beat it.
pretty poor, and I still had my own Game Boy.
Again,
La-di-da.
with the princess comment.
I'm okay with that.
How about it, Jonah?
So mine's I hate you, Pikachu. I
Nah.
played it at
Hey, fuck you,
McDonald's.
Pikachu.
I was running around that little playhouse thing and come down and I'd see Pokemon and I'd be like, sweet. And then I just looked at Pikachu.
Only Pikachu. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a whole
and
lot you
it-
can do in that game.
Yeah, wasn't it just a weird
It was a
virtual pet?
digital-
It was
That's all
literally
it
just
was?
Pikachu. Yeah, it was just like,
Hey, Pikachu, go pick up that apple.
hey Pikachu, electrify something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hook my nipples up to a car battery.
Dude, he totally would be.
Gently electrify my testicles.
I needed him Sunday.
Gentle buzz
Just
of
like a 9 volt.
on
Yeah,
my
exactly.
I was
Not
at
that
a
I've
rock
done that
concert and I ran my
Not that
car
we both said
battery
the exact same
dead.
thing at the same time.
Not that I'm out of car.
All right.
All right, so how about it, Matt?
Matt
Matt
disengaged
really
hours ago.
play a lot of Pokemon games enough to really have one that I hate. Because my childhood was kind of sad when it came to video games. But probably Pokemon that I like the least is Pokemon Snap. Because
Good call, Matt.
Because you just
Good
wanted to
call.
catch him and you couldn't.
right, I wanted to catch him.
But
and
you
I was
could hit him with apples
we're
and
gonna-
rocks
we're gonna
and some
take
other shit.
Hey, you could like
Pictures of the
agitate them
Pokemon
for some
Yeah.
reason. You could like
Yeah.
whack shit at them.
So that they could.
Do something, yeah.
The real sad part was that it is a 4-hour game, but
It's an
he
8-hour
took 60 doing it.
You're cutting it in half.
You
You
know,
said it was
that's
an
the
8-hour
real
game.
sad
The good
part.
news is you can get it really cheap, and it looks great on an upscaler. So.
Still an
I know.
N64
In
game.
fact, we don't
Upscale.
have them,
And is that
if
the
you're using
same
an LCD,
island?
you need
Yeah, I
Is
know,
that
because
literally
all of
the
our-
same
all of our
island that
N64
Donkey
games
Kong
look
is? Because
crap.
it sure
And
looks
Yeah,
like
right?
games
it.
in general
They're
is like
terrible.
crap.
We really need to get an upscale.
I'm sorry,
Did they-
it is a
I
horrible
don't-
retro console.
Yeah, it's-
What is?
The
I don't think they
N64.
paid another artist. That is Donkey Kong Country's island.
Again, because
Yeah,
I
they
was a
didn't-
child. and
Wow,
I
that totally is!
It's also
I never noticed that! Holy shit, they straight up stole that!
it's also probably the same island as like A Link to the Past and everything else.
Yeah, they
It's
just
like
we're
one-
never paying another
one
artist for an island
yeah.
ever.
Not that island clip art.
I would say Nintendo has to make the most money as possible.
That is their history. They are quite
I
good
love
at doing
Nintendo,
that.
though.
Wanna take us out,
fucking love
Rob?
Nintendo.
Yep, I'm moments
Yeah,
away from
take
taking
me
us
out,
out. And then we'll,
He's looking at a child's butt on a video.
next week we'll be talking about the
Look at that dick.
the nuance of HDMI upscaling in gaming. No, we won't.
No.
We
Because
can
we're
talk
not
about
that
that
kind
for
of
hours.
podcast.
We're not here to
There
learn
are better
anybody.
I
podcasts
was
for
excited.
that.
and you disappointed me.
We're not here to be good.
That's right.
What?
Just here.
Just here.
What was that?
Jesus,
We're
how
entertaining.
drunk are
We're
you?
mildly
Burp
entertaining.
and
It's been an hour.
What is that?
We're
Like
just
7:45? 8
Your
o'clock?
once a week best friend.
7:24.
Not even 7:30.
Well,
What?
Nothing.
Exactly.
all right. Well, you have survived yet another episode of Guys, Games, and Beer. Ooh, you deserve a merit badge.
And we did.
You can
Or
check
a
us out
gym
at
badge.
You can check us out at www.guysgamesandbeer.net. On Facebook, we give away free games every week. Yes, we finally gave away another free game. My God, I'm running late on that. But www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer. Also, on Twitter, you can message us at guysgamesbeer. Notice that there is no and. Of course, we're on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/guysgamesandbeer, where every Tuesday at 6 p.m. CST, you can come down and abuse the living crap out of us. Yeah, we like that. By the way, thank you to all the YouTubers who have been commenting. We really do appreciate it. No, really, I do. I know that didn't look real good, but it's only because I'm kind of buzzing.
These
We
were
really do
strong.
appreciate it. And thanks to all of our Facebook folks as well who have been commenting and making things so much fun. From Drunken Larry and all the crew, I thank you for watching Guys, Games, and Beer. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Happiness and
You guys on Twitch will probably still be around for a few minutes while Ben and I sneak out.
we're gonna jerk each other off.